How's it going, guys? Welcome to your fourth WordPress tutorial. Now in this tutorial we're going to create our header and footer files, and we're going to call these from our index file. And you'll see in this tutorial how much this enhances WordPress themes and how it makes it so much easier to create these themes, because it means you're not writing the same code over and over again. We're also going to just add a few styles to our style.css file that we created in the previous tutorial. That's just to make it a bit more user friendly. Now to start off, we're going to go to our text editor. I'm going to open the files that we created in the previous tutorial, this index and style. As you can see, style was empty as it was in the previous tutorial. Index is the exact same as well. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to save that file straight away. I'm going to call it header.php. And now in this file, I'm basically just going to split this index file into a few more files. So everything you see from here, I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste it into our header file. Now, in this file, I'm going to delete what I just copied there. I'm going to save that. And I'm going to go to my header file. I'm going to save that. Now, to show you what I've just done, basically, from this index file, we're going to call a function. I'm going to call it right here. It's called getHeader. And that function will call that header.php file and take all of its code and place it at the top of this file. Now, this is all done obviously because PHP is a server-side language. This is all done on the server side, and you'll never see this happening, but it happens. The evidence will be shown on a website. So this just means that in any page we create, or any template page we create, we can just call this getHeader file, and it means we don't have to write the same code on every single page and on every single website we do. So that's as simple as that. I'm going to create another new file. I'm going to save that. I'm going to call this footer.php. And in footer.php, I'm going to go back to my index file, and I'm going to take those bottom two tags there. I'm going to copy them. I'm going to delete them from the index file, and I'm going to paste them into my footer.php file. Now I'm also going to add in something just over these two tags, just to make it a bit more easy to read. I'm going to say some sample text. Say copyright 2012 Deep Blue Tutorials. And I'll give that a class as well, so we can add a style to it in the style. I'm going to call that footer text. I'm going to save that. I'm going to go back to my index file, and just as I did for the getHeader, I'm going to call another function called getFooter. Now these are just two WordPress functions given in the WordPress repositories, and that's pretty much all they do. They don't do anything else. They just call the header and the footer files. Those files have to be called header and footer, and they'll just take the code from that and add it into the page. Now what I'm going to do now is, I'm not going to edit the index file at all. I'm going to leave it the way it is, so it's going to show the same as it did the last time. And if we go to our web browser and we type in the name or the URL of our website, in my case it was localhost/WordPress, we go to that, it'll still show the exact same thing it showed the other day, except it'll add this footer text in. Now obviously, as you can see in the index file, we don't have that footer text there. We have it in the file called footer.php, but that function calls that file and thus adds the text into this file. So now what we're going to do is, I'm just going to a few basic CSS styles just to get the ball rolling a bit. I'm going to add a style to the body just to give it a font family of Arial, or else, if that's not available, Helvetica, or else any sans serif file or font. I'm going to set the color of it to maybe a dark grey, and I'm going to set the font size to 11 points, and I'm going to give that footer text class that we created in the footer, I'm going to set that text align to center. I'm going to give it a font size of 9 point. And let's see what else we can give a style to. I will give each post a width of 960 pixels. Now we probably won't see this because we have only a sample post in there and it's a pretty short sample post. And I'll align each post to the middle of the page using the auto tag. And that's about it. So we'll see what that does to the site now. Reload the site. And there you go. Footer text is aligned to the center of the page. The post, all of this is in that post div, and that's all aligned, to the center of the page as well, because, well, the div is aligned to the center of the page, the text is aligned to the left, because we use that margin auto style. Now, in order to see this in a bit more, or to see what we've just done, I'm going to go to the back end of our site, so localhost /wordpress/wp admin. I'm going to add a new post to the site, so you go to posts on the left and then add new. I'm going to say our first post, and just to give it a bit of sample content, I'm going to go to lipsum.com, which is just lorem ipsum. Anybody creating websites will probably be aware of it. It's just filler text. It doesn't make any sense. It's not real language. It's just filler text. And I'm going to paste that in there. And I'm going to publish that post. I'm not going to give it any more tags or categories or anything. And if we go back to our site now, that post should show up on this page as well. And there you have it. Now I know that's still not a very stylish site, but it's better than what we had, and as we go along we're going to keep editing this more and more, and we're going to make it a lot better. But that was just a very quick tutorial to introduce you to the header and footer files and to the get header and get footer functions. So that's it for today, guys. In the next tutorial I'll be going into a bit more detail and I'll be introducing you to widgets. So thanks for watching, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.